I can tell you, you get pretty old thinking about this topic, just like this guy you can see here on the screen. Therefore, before I list any more style reference codes, as that was my intention, I would first like to take a brief look back at the topic of where do style references come from? What did Midjourney intend by creating them? What is their secret? Can it be decoded? That's the first thing. Secondly, what prompt tips apply when using style references? Furthermore, is there a weighting of the style references? How can this be done? And finally, is it possible to combine them? In other words, can you put several style references on top of each other and then achieve a result? I would like to show you the entire process on the Midjourney website. Well, we're already on it, and we're about to dive deep. See you soon, in a moment. Before we jump into the Midjourney website, though, here's a glimpse into how I work. When I have a question, I always go to perplexity.ai. It's actually better than Google because you get comprehensive assistance. There are also additional topics that you can choose from. It gives you a very clear overview of what Perplexity suggests as a result. So I asked the question, hey guys, what's the deal with style references? Where do they come from? If you read through this article, you'll notice that Midjourney, according to this report, analyzed and used statistical data to build their database. Certain textures, color palettes, elements, or other visual characteristics were assignable to certain codes. And the combination of these codes results in the style references as we know them. This also explains why there are different results when using style references. Some are very similar, others are completely different. You can also learn on this website that it was not explicitly made public how the style references were created. This is certainly understandable because developing the whole thing involves a lot of work. It doesn't make much sense to disclose this knowledge just like that. You can also get a couple of tips on how to apply them. I'll show you that in a moment. Now I want to introduce you to my prompting techniques. I've said it here before in other videos. Don't try to write a particularly long prompt when using a style reference. Otherwise, you run the risk of eliminating the style reference code with the contradictory comments, which of course has an important function. In this example, we are looking at, I have chosen sports car with the style reference code 10,188. As you can see, the result is very dark with this spotlight. The impression is a bit foggy. You notice I only wrote sports car. In the next prompt, I wrote a painting of a samurai Edo period in the style of the artist Utagawa Hiroshige. In other words, I want to try to combine the style reference with the artist's drawing style. Before that, I had another look at perplexity.ai. Who is this Hiroshige? He lived between 1797 and 1858 and created this particular Japanese style. Midjourney also used this style very well. To explain to you why it is important not to write long prompts, I have now entered the following. A photorealistic sports car in bright light, Edo period, in the style of the artist Utagawa Hiroshige. What happens? The style reference code overwrites my specifications, so there is no point in writing anything in detail. It may have turned it into something that looks a bit Japanese, but if you look at it in direct comparison with the author's style below, this picture here is characterized by a special light, a striking lighting effect by that darkness and that foggy character. The new image clearly features these characteristics. A bit of snow has been added. I actually wanted it to be drawn like this, but it doesn't execute that. Therefore, my conclusion, avoid long prompts. Just write sports car or something similar. Then, you will get a result that follows the code of the style reference rather than your prompt input. The next thing that was important to me is the possibility of weighting the style references. You can, so to speak, integrate a strong or weak style reference setting into the prompt. Here again, I have used the normal short prompt, a dwarf with a laptop. As you can see, I have included a style reference code. If I put it up here, a dwarf with a laptop, then add the style reference number 10,150. This means Midjourney should actually adopt this style reference, which you may already know from the last tutorial. But I have entered the so-called style weight, dash, dash, SW, then a space and a 0. I'm giving Midjourney the instruction, use the style reference code, but don't do anything with it. And as you can see, this is that friend you already know from the beginning, so to speak. Midjourney interprets the input, a dwarf with a laptop, without any other influencing factors. At the next prompt, I increase the style weight to 10. If you look at it in direct comparison, now it's starting to get a bit bluish, a bit with snow. That's the character of this style reference. Midjourney is slowly starting to take on value. If you compare the pictures with each other, this picture here and this one here, then you can see it's similar, yet it's already slightly murky. I did the same thing again. I increased the value to 25. And you can see that it's getting increasingly bluish. Then I increased it to 50, and it's beginning to look like the original style reference. If you now use the style weight 100, which is the default value of Midjourney, you get this result. You can increase the value further. Here, for example, the style weight is 250. Or you can use the style weight 500. The highest style weight value is 1000. As you can see, the weighting of the style references is entirely up to you. You can change the weighting from very low to very high. Another fascinating aspect, combining style references with each other. That means you're not forced to use this single style reference 10,150. I have prepared a different example. At the top left, you can see the picture without the style reference, the neutral view, so to speak. Top right is the same image with a different style reference. This one looks a bit like a comic. At the bottom left, you can see the image with the style reference 10,150 and the style weight 1000. If I now combine these two with each other, the result is something completely independent, something completely new. You can refine things further, implement completely independent images. I'm almost certain that many people use the style references, but don't go any deeper. As this example shows, there is so much more potential here. But let's not discuss the visual appeal, let's just recognize the function. Whether you like this new image in particular is up to you to decide. As you can see, this is a mixture of the images with the more comic-like style reference and the bluish-orange style reference. It is a 50-50 mix, so to speak. You can refine it a lot and create your own unique and individual look. That's it so far for this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed this brief insight. If so, I would be delighted if you like and subscribe. That motivates me. See you in the next tutorial. Then we'll continue with the next style reference codes. Let me inspire you. See you at the next tutorial. Bye. See you soon. Ciao.